Hello everyone, this is DavidViadel23 and welcome to the Mandraos Cave. Today we are gonna be drawing Rocks, the Shebek from One Piece. This video is gonna be full of spoilers up to 11:54, so if you haven't watched or read the you haven't read the latest episode 11:54, I invite you to go down below to the show more section, click on the main channel, find a video that you have that is a little bit older, okay, so I don't spoil you, okay. There's gonna be a lot of information I'm gonna be talking today, and I wanted desperately to do this video about Rocks because it's a very important character in the story. So let's kind of situate more or less our character. The character is gonna be walking like this. It reminds me the design a little bit of Zeph, a little bit of Who is Who as well. There are a lot of mixed characters for the stance and the pose, I mean, okay. As you may have seen in the miniature, I think there is more to Rocks. It's confirmed that he is the father of Blackbeard, but at the same time, when I saw him the first time, reading the first time the episode, I could see Buggy straight away. I don't know what's happening out there on the internet, or people is talking about this already, but me, personally, I saw Buggy before seeing Blackbeard in the drawing. The concept of clown with the design and everything, but I'm going to be talking about it slowly, okay? So let's do like this, like he's kind of walking, very cool, being very cool, hand in the pocket, like this. Looks like a Japanese design for high school, a bad guy like this. Obviously we're going to be doing this cartoony versions that we like to do always, all the time. We do the hair like this. I was expecting something a little bit more different. I don't know why I wasn't expecting this type of design, but let's roll with it and let's see what's gonna happen. So I want to talk about the episode. I want to analyze the episode while drawing Rocks, while talking about everything a little bit. There are a lot of information. There's a lot of information here, a lot of important points, and through the years, important things that happen that may be connected to what we are seeing in today's episode, okay? So the title is I'm Not Gonna Die, or I Can't Even Die. I prefer to go for I Can't Even Die because the images of Loki when he's saying this is not someone that is kind of showcasing determination. It's someone that is struggling with his life and is trying to end it. It's a very delicate topic, I know, but for me, I see something more relatable to Kaido. That's why I still think, and this is supporting the theory of Kaido maybe being the little brother of Loki and Yarundin. And slowly we will go through all these steps, okay? So let's do like this. I want to do a little bit of Doflamingo as well with this, the type of coat and everything. And I want to do... It's gonna be the design. I love these coats when he's drawing this type of flowing coats. Very cool. I love it. So the cover is showing us Yamato and the group that they arrived to a shrine destroyed of someone who was born in the West Blue, raised in Ringo. This gives me vibes of Ryuma. We haven't seen Ryuma's grave. We wanted Zoro to go to Ryuma's grave, but it didn't happen, so I think we're gonna see it through this mini-story. Interesting, I like it. The chapter starts with 63 years ago type of flashback, reminding us Big Mom arrived 63 years ago. Big Mom destroyed this area at that time as well, killed Jorul, Elder Jorul, and a lot of things, bad things, happening during this year. Starting this year because the mother of Loki says there is a curse in the prince, he was born in that year, and everything is because of him. But to be honest, Big Mom is gonna be back, and Big Mom needs to close her story here. I say it 1,000 times. I'm gonna put the video here so you can actually see the full scope of the theory there, what I wanna explain with that theory. But I honestly think we have seen this problems in Elbaf, this freezing, this famine, this everything, because it's tied to Mother Caramel having the soul fruit. In that same year, Big Mom eating her and the rest of the kids, and then living with Straussen to create their own group, their own pirates, and mysteriously a fruit that is creating a sun that everyone is talking like it's some sort of god or something. It needs to be connected to the sun god. It needs to be another fake sun god. Even if she had bad intentions there in selling giants, kids that are giants to the Marines and everything and to the government, we see that she was there for 37 years, and maybe that fruit may have been helping at the end of the day and creating a good balance in Elbaf. But as soon as the fruit left with Big Mom, things started to happen. Things starting to go bad. And I think the fault of all these problems is Big Mom. And Big Mom needs to come here, and I don't discard the idea of maybe having a quick face-to-face between Loki and Big Mom and things like this, and Usopp as well, because it will be very interesting to have Usopp there in the mix. But all the guilt that Loki is being given, and he has because of all these issues, I think are Big Mom based, okay? So, other things that I have in mind here is that, time passes in the story. I have a lot of things in my mind, but a lot of things are happening, this kind of rejection of Loki being a kid, and then we start going into flashback very quick, a little bit flash forward. The time passes, and there are, again, these shadows I mentioned in the previous episode, these kind of elder shadows of Viking, someone from there, kind of saying these lies, spreading these lies of Loki being the culprit and the reason of all these problems. We saw the shadows as well. Why wouldn't we see the faces? We don't see the faces because these may be representatives or manipulated people from the world government. I think Astrid as well was manipulated by them, and they are placing the pieces in the board, like a board game, like we have seen with Domi Reversi, and they will not allow the agenda to go in a different way that they don't want. So all of this has been staged, all of this has been fabricated, I would say, in my opinion, okay? We see that Loki's torture is non-stop and continuing there, okay? Let's do a little bit of this because I want to... I'm gonna make the shoes like pointy because I think he's gonna be looking a little bit like Mafia, like this. He's walking like this. I wanna make the hand maybe like this. He has 2 questions, no? At the end of the story he says he has 2 questions. I'm gonna make it like this probably. Like this. Something like this is gonna be. Now that I'm drawing him like that, there's a lot of base from Joy Boy as well, from Luffy's design, with all this kind of flowing hair and everything. Maybe he thought as well he was gonna be Joy Boy or something like that, and we will see. I think I may start doing the drawing like directly with pen or something like that. We'll see. Okay. So we see that Loki's torture is continuing. His uncle is taking over, is mistreating him even more. Jarundin and his mom move to the sea, to another area, okay, and we see with all these problems when Harald returns, okay, Harald returns, saves Jarundin, saves the girlfriend as well, the former girlfriend, and he kind of says that he's been around collecting, he received the information, other countries received the information that they were struggling and they sent a lot of food. So they have been making some alliances outside. There are some kingdoms there. I expect these kind of kingdoms to be, people like allies, okay? People like Arabasta, Dressrosa, and groups like this. Harald is good and is trying to change everything, and this is the first time as well that he's seen Loki, as I understand. He has a misconception, he's being tricked as well, so people is telling him, oh, he has a problem with the eyes, that he's born with a problem, and kind of King Harald is like, oh, so sad. It's normal that you are sad as well because your mom just died, but that's not what's happening. So people is not feeding Harald the correct information, and that is very peculiar. So that means that even those guards, even those soldiers that they are at his disposal, may be manipulated by these shadows, by these people on the other side that we don't know who they are. Okay, there is a lot of manipulation in this story, in this specific saga, and I find it very interesting. I wanna jump directly into doing the drawing, the line work, okay? Because I don't think I can focus in the sketch with all this information I want to say. We're just gonna start from top to bottom, and we're gonna wing the design and everything slowly, and there is no problem here, okay? So let's just focus 1 second here to do a very scary type of mouth here, like this, and like this as well, okay? And then we have the tongue here. I love the expressions that Oda does all the time. It is a very, very nice type of character. We need to do the face, needs to be long, like this, and it needs to go all over like this as well, to create all this design, okay? The nose is gonna be like this, okay? So, because Gerondine and Ida, the mom, they moved to the outskirts, they moved to close to the sea, they are gonna be serving people there and everything. I think there may be some Dory and Broggy as well. No, they are already in fight in Little Garden, but there may be some giant pirates going up and down, and maybe Gerondine has this kind of need of becoming as well pirate and having adventures and everything, because he's not wanted there, first of all, like Loki, but at the same time because this closeness to the sea, and I like how Gerondine is being managed here in the story. He has a lot of options to become the future king of Elbaf, and I explained it in my previous videos as well, and I think I find it very interesting and very nice. I'm curious to see how it's gonna be, okay, how it's gonna, all of this is gonna pan, and let's do the eyes, very evil, very Blackbeard type of eyes, like this. Like this. This specific face we did as well when drawing Blackbeard design. I chose this famous pose that he has because it's very interesting, and I need to do this 1 second so I don't forget later, and because I've been thinking I want to do it like this, okay? I want to do it with color like this line that he has, okay? And later we will carry on with the rest of the colors. We have the hair like this, like obviously this is a manga, so we need to have some character that has like this cool hair, like Sasuke or someone like that. And then we do these pieces here as well, like Blackbeard had at the beginning this kind of beard, like pointy beard, okay? Okay, looking nice, looking nice. So, then we do another jump in time. It's 56 years ago. There is a very interesting conversation, you know, with Jarul and Harald talking about he was in the Reverie, invited, kind of smuggled by another king that pretended, like, kind of make him look one of his guards. Okay, I think this again maybe Arabasta Kingdom, Dressrosa Kingdom, probably Arabasta, because they are more ancient than anyone basically, and it will make sense. There are some questions that King Harald wants to ask in the Reverie, or to the king that he brought him there as well and everything, and I think these are the same questions that Cobra was asking when he was eliminated. Okay, there is someone has killed admiral in this Reverie. There has been an incident, so that someone needs to be very strong, and that someone is later revealed to be Rox, and because of that he's been hunted and he lost all the maybe favor that he may have with the government. Okay, there is a lot of struggle in this Reverie. It's one Reverie that I think I need to see in a flashback, like proper, or maybe in the animation is explained nicer, but yeah, I'm very curious to see I'm very curious to see what's gonna happen. This video has a lot of information. I wanna do this. I'm gonna change to this other one. Okay, that's gonna be, all of this is gonna be code. Okay, that we are gonna be adding color in a moment, and then we want to do some details. Are we in focus and everything? Yes, I think we are. That's good. Some of these lines. This type of hair is not random, okay? Everything, all the type of the designs that we have in One Piece, every single time that you see some sort of weird design is for a reason, I think. And when we go to the very end of the chapter, you will see I have some ideas there. This is gonna be black and blue, the hair mirror. So we don't forget, I'm gonna make it blue already, like this. I think if it has some connection to Shanks, that I said it may be connected to Shanks, the hair would have been grayed out, but in the drawing is made very, very, very dark, and I think that means for hair that is gonna be black hair. And the other one, when it's painted white, it can be any color, I would say. But my bet is gonna be for this theory, this, and I can't wait. I can't wait to see. This is looking nice. This is looking nice. Let's do the other side as well, like this, and something like this, and then we need to have the chest there, very strong. He's supposed to be small, he's supposed to be small. Here he looks very good, very big in the drawing, but he's supposed to be small. Well, let's continue a little bit with this 56 years ago. 56 years ago, Jarul is mentioning that there are those, there is a group of giants from, they're called Galeila as well, so probably Water 7 was founded in ancient times as well, maybe from by some of the giants. Remember that we meet as well, and we have some giants like Oimo and Karshi, etc., that they end up in Water 7 as well. We have a lot of story with Water 7 going on there. The problem here is that those 100+ giants, super strong, were captured as well. He's been having some correspondence, messaging them, and he received a message that they've been captured, and on top of that, he has some stories as well that a very group of giants had been frozen. There was an army of giants frozen somewhere. Just put things in perspective. Why this happened? What happened 56 years ago? Sengoku, Garp, Suru join the Marines. Around that time, Garp is more or less 20, 21. Sengoku is 1 or 2 years older. Suru is 1 or 2 years younger than Garp. I think this was their way or their test of saying, look how strong we are joining. They are not gonna be, they done one of those feats, very big feat that no one could have done, and these three joining forces became top rank. Basically, they started there, and from there they went up, and they kind of conquered the pyramid of the Marines. Basically, these characters like Garp, Sengoku, they are in very high regard, especially Garp, and we need to see that there is more beyond to the character. There is this mysticism that goes beyond to the character, okay? So, and this is, I think, a perfect way. The legs are going to be a little bit longer. They're going to be like this, okay? I like more like this. And like this. Yeah. This one as well, a little bit like this. Just a tiny bit more larger. Pointy shoes for our buggy idea, and then the arm is gonna be falling here in the pocket. I want to put the arm in the pocket, and then the other arm. We said we wanted to make it here on the front, but with the design for the chest and everything, I don't know if it's gonna have some sort of tattoos and things. So maybe it's better. Maybe it's better if we just go for a normal. Normal arm here on the side, like this. Is he wearing some sort of top or something? Or he's shirtless? I think he's just shirtless there. So let's do. Let's kind of do like he's doing like this with the arm, something like this. I don't know what type of design he's gonna have for full design, but yeah, something like this will work, you know. When we add the colors and everything, it will change a little bit for all of this. I see him like a clown, to be honest, and for me, I'm even here doing him more like a clown, more a little bit bigger head, the funny colors and everything, because it is quite obvious for me that Buggy is here as well, and he is here to stay, and maybe he doesn't even know it. Let's do like this, all of this, yeah, and then this back here. Okay, I think this needs to be a little bit more wavy and pointy like this, like wild hair. I want to know your opinion. This episode is being plagued with information. I want to know, what do you think about Rocks de Chebec? What do you think about the episode in general? What's happening through the years and everything, okay? Important part is the Galeila Giants with Warhammers. The important part is as well the taking of this group by someone in the government, in the Marines. It can be a coincidence with Garp, Sengoku, and Suru. Can be the reason why they had them in such a high regard, because they are super strong. And then those people were sent to Impel Down, and then from Impel Down they went to Punk Hazard, because we see an army of frozen giants in Punk Hazard. Don't you remember when we are escaping and trying to get out of Punk Hazard, and then we see this floor, this kind of ocean or sea inside one of the rooms, frozen, and underneath is full of people frozen as well. That's very interesting for the story. I like how Oda is connecting. Everything. Vegapunk was working in that lab. Afterwards, Caesar Clown was working in that lab, and Caesar Clown was working in developing gigantification for the government and gigantification for Big Mom, for both at the same time without the other being aware. So he was playing a double agent in that sense. So it makes sense that those giants there, even ancient giants, are from that other area. We know as well there is one other ancient giant older than all of these guys, that is Ors, that it was frozen as well in time, and Gecko Moria ended up taking him and using the corpse to have all this massive fight in Thriller Bark against Luffy, etc, etc. That is very interesting. But coming back a little bit to the Galela concept, and that's why I say that it is very important. Do you remember my theory of Ancient Weapon Pluton, mechanical Ancient Weapon Pluton, and I'm gonna put here? Where do I say that was gonna be? In Water 7. Who built it? Ancient giants. Not maybe this group, but someone even older than this group. But there was some sort of connection there, okay? Giants in Galela. It sounds very interesting for me, okay? More than when the city is sinking and they need to rebuild on top of each other. It is very interesting. In that theory, basically, I say that Water 7 is from 800 years ago, 900 years ago, and before we had water, they built on top Water 1, after 100 years, Water 2, Water 3, Water 5, Water 6, Water 7, okay? And I say that where Water 0 or Water 1 is gonna be, the mechanical ancient weapon Pluton, the massive battleship, the blueprints that Frankie had, that is gonna be buried underneath Water 7, and it will be discovered because Iceberg is making the island float, so he needs to cut all the roots, let's say like a tree, all the roots to make it float on top, and once that happens, it's gonna be released. And I think this is the way that Crocodile and the Cross Guild is gonna get into the game of getting the ancient weapons. He will get information, he will go there and get Pluton, because Crocodile's goal from day one has been Pluton, and he will end up getting Pluton. In that theory I put there, I explain very thoroughly everything. I go through all the points, why this can happen and how can happen, and I invite you to check it because it's one of my favorite theories in the channel, okay? While this Harald, Jarul chat continues and everything, we're listening what he's saying, and Jarul mentioned something about, you know, those are not your preoccupations, blah, blah, there are, you know, he's thinking about, Harald is saying, you know, behind the giants, disappearance and capture, do you think the world government is? And Jarul is obviously, they had as well, they had a big enemy that was sank. This obviously is referring to the kingdom of the D originally 800 years ago, kind of the good guys, let's say, 800 years ago. And I'm gonna make this black, but I'm gonna outline it a little bit with red. I think I don't want to forget, so I'm gonna put it here. Because the buggy idea, I wanna have Buggy's coat is blue, but I wanna make it, or maybe I do this red and this blue. Yeah, that can make more sense. Yeah, I'm gonna make this quick like this. I think because who is who type of design, he may have as well. He may have this. He's gonna be a clown. He's gonna be looking like a clown, and 100%. The shoes are gonna be red as well, I think. And then this one is going to be blue, I think. So basically, Jarul is giving you a little bit of take on the D, that the ideas and the ideals that Harald has and wants to apply are not being fruitless, not because Harald, because of the concept of the D. If it happens, that it may happen, because we've seen this a lot, that Harald is a D, they are not approving his ideas because he's a D, not because he's a giant, not because he wants to do some change, it's because they know that he is a D and he can be Harald D, okay? We have seen this as well with Gold D Roger, and I find it very interesting. Oda is camouflaging the D's all the time here, okay? And Roger Shebek is coming here specifically to find Harald. Why? Because he recognized the haki, strongest haki that he ever seen with Harald. He recognized that he may be a D, and he wants to create some contacts there to fight together and to conquer the world together. So I love it. I love it. I love it. We see the frozen concept as well, that I think they're the same giants, and there is like this kind of panel, double panel in between, how we see the transition of Loki growing, being kind of manipulated, but as Astrid's brother, and he is kind of reinforcing the idea on him that he is basically a pain for the world, and he deserves nothing, basically. He is continuing the bad influence that the mother had in him, in the sense of not valuing here just because he's different, and this is horrible. We see specifically this in this panel, and after that we jump to 48 years in the flashback, 48 years ago in the flashback. So that means that old man has been years and years and years, like 10 years there, and for giants are even more, punishing and mistreating Loki, to the point that Loki goes crazy and he attacks everyone. He kind of created this shell to protect himself, and he said, okay, I'm good, I'm bad, I'm now gonna be bad. That is a response that the kids a lot have as well, and if you worked in schools, for example, you will see that sometimes the kid that is bad or behaving in a bad way, sometimes he's behaving that because he needs to as well keep up with the rumors that he's bad, you know, and I've seen this firsthand in schools, and this is a very human thing to do, and very natural thing to do in situations like this. Very interesting, very interesting. I found it very interesting. There is some sort of opposition from Jarundin. Jarundin is kind of saying, yeah, Loki, brother, you are kind of doing all this mess, that our father is building something very nice here, and I'm not gonna allow it. But obviously Loki goes now, because he is being mistreated, he is mistreating his brother, and this is something as well that you see with people, with humans. This is human nature. When someone is being a bully in this aspect as well, I'm putting the examples of schools as well because it's something very, very obvious, and that we all went to school and we all seen these things. There are bullies, and the bullies later they end up being bullies because the revelation and the secret is because they have been bullied before by someone else, by the parents, by the grandparents, by someone in the family that is a bully, or the father is this, or the mother is that, or the uncle is this and the uncle is that, and because they have some kind of issues going on, they end up being like that. And this is what Loki is doing. We know that Oda touches very delicate topics in One Piece all the time, every single episode. We have slavery, we have drugs, we have many topics that I don't need to go into all of those, but just so we are mindful that it is not a random thing. Oda, I said it, and I don't get tired of saying this, he's a master of storytelling. He is incredibly good at telling stories, and I love the way of explaining himself, or how they say, show, not tell. Okay, so he is showing us by this image of 3 pieces of Loki growing under the influence of that Batman, how he grows even more corrupted. Okay, he grows even more corrupted. Okay, like I always say, Doflamingo as well grew more corrupted even because Trevor was a very bad influence for him as well. Okay. So Loki ends up bullying his brother. We see this kind of comment by Gerd. I've been saying already for 3-4 episodes, for 3-4 videos, that Gerd knows all the truth about Loki. She discovered all the truth about Loki. I say that Gerd was in the throne room when all the Harald assassination happened, and he saw Loki being forced to kill his father because the father asked. and he kept it in secret because it's not her place to say it. Here you can see her being similar to Nami, when Nami is punching Luffy, punching Zoro, doing the same to the other guys, to the friends. And I see this, I see the slap from Gert into Harusdin's face, like flying very fast, because how you dare not trust your brother? I know you suffered, but your brother had this and these experiences, and you should have supported him more. You are the older brother. I see that coming, but 100%, no doubt there. I'm liking it. I'm liking it how Oda is painting this design of characters, how he's painting the story of these characters. I like it. Loki doesn't even want to recognize the brother as a prince, because he is the prince. Okay, his mother was the queen. The other girl wasn't the queen; was just a random girl. So there is a lot of classicism. I think he is being as well manipulated by these shadows, these giant shadows as well, probably connected to Imu, and I expect something in the lines of that a lot of his beliefs, a lot of his ideals are added by someone in a very bad intention, like the mother did, and this old man, the brother of the mother, did as well, and it's very cruel. It's very cruel, but it's the reality of the world, okay? And that is what makes the One Piece story so good and so real, that we see the reality of the characters and the humanity in the characters. Like, there are actually bad people out there, and there are actually good people out there as well. So it's a struggle that we need to see what's gonna happen and how it's gonna happen. Okay, let's add a little bit of color as well for the body, for the skin, everything. Ooh, I forgot to do the lips, like buggy lips. One second. You know what? You know what? This is what I'm gonna do. I actually believe 100% this is not gonna be a scar. This is gonna be a face paint, like Buggy has face paint and has this kind of clown make-up, okay, with the lips, with everything, 100%. Well, if that's not gonna happen at the end, it's gonna be a little bit funny, but we can always redraw him, okay? But for now, I'm Team Buggy here. I'm Team Buggy. I want lore with Buggy, and I want more and more. Like this, the arms like this as well. This is very badass Buggy. Okay, something like this, I like it. I'm gonna just erase around everything. The frustration, 48 years ago, all of this happened 48 years ago, the frustration, there is no major thing happening in the timeline apart from Katakuri and his brothers, their 3 brothers being born. That means that Big Mom is out of Elbaf at that time. We know this, she's older, she's having kids, etc. Loki's upbringing by his uncle made him even worse, the issues with Janondine, and as I said, this struggle, this is real thing as well. Loki jumps from the tree, as I said at the very beginning of the video. Loki jumps from the tree trying to die, and that's why I think what he says is not, I am not gonna die. The face and the crying and the frustration is telling me, I can't even die. I am so bad, I am in such a bad situation that I wanna end all of this and I can't even do it. I've seen this before in One Piece with Kaido. Kaido is doing everything that he can because he lost all hope when he's introduced, and he jumps from a sky island and he ends up in front of Kid, Basil Hawkins, Scratchman Tapu, etc. And he's so strong not because the dragon fruit, that is not a dragon fruit, is fish, model dragon, model Asure. Loki is doing the same. So I think Jarundin is from one mother, Loki is from another mother, and then Kaido is from another mother, okay? These, even if they look younger, they are older because they are giants, and the time schedule and everything, it fits in the timeline, okay? Just keep that in mind, but incredible. So what I'm gonna do, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do something like this as well. More kind of paint like this. Because why not? We haven't seen actually a full design. It can be something painted. Painted. Probably maybe people, if they say only just the drawing, they will say, oh, but he's not like that. Well, I'm just kind of taking a little bit of license, making some ideas, so he's a little bit more dangerous clown, you know. Clowns may be very funny and very everything, but it can be very scary as well, so something like that. It makes sense that he's like a mix of warrior and I said this will be red, but it will be a little bit dark, okay? Like Who is Who. I don't like much the Who is Who in the Toei design, but here we can paint it a little bit darker to make the clownish design. And then we go into the last page, the cherry on the top of this episode, the Rocks showcase. We see him with Whitebeard, we see him with Shiki, a very young Shiki, and we see him with someone who, I don't know who is it. It looks to me like a Stussy, but we don't know, okay? It could be Gloriosa, but Gloriosa is more Amazon design in the clothing, and Stussy is more classy, elegant. This woman looks very classy, elegant, with a kind of a two-piece suit, and I would say it's Stussy, okay? They see Loki crying, he just jumped. This is exactly how these three guys, Kid, Apu, and Hawkins, find Kaido. It's exactly the same. Loki is there, there's still dust around him and everything, and the animals, his friends, the animals are scared, and then this guy arrives, and we see something awakens in Loki. It's kind of some sort of curiosity in that eye drawing, like kind of, what is going on, who are these guys? Shebek has two questions, he says. We see this incredible design, and he has two questions. First question is this Elbaf? And that's obviously a yes. And second question is Harald here? So basically, he can feel the haki, he knows that Harald is there. But the thing is, why is he there? He's there because most probably he wants to recruit him in some sort, like we had Oden being recruited by Roger afterwards. He wants something from him, maybe because the D, maybe because the Giants, maybe because the Oni. Rocks looks like someone as well interested in history, and even if he's bad like Blackbeard, I think those characters are all of them interested in history, in the true history of the world. They are all of them D as well, so it can be very interesting and see what's going to happen with that. We see the confirmation that 8 years ago, during that reverie, this guy, Shebek, crosses paths with Harald, and probably they saw each other there, as I said before. He took down a marine admiral and then disappeared. Basically, he killed someone at the rank of Kizaru, Aokiji, Akainu at the time, and disappeared. So that means this guy is super strong. We knew he was super strong already because he became who he became. We know he was clashing with Roger, with Garp, with Garling, with all these people, all those titans. He is basically the generation before Roger, and Roger was younger at the time as well. But Whitebeard is a little bit older, but we know that already. And I like it. I think, as I said it many times before, Elbaf is becoming one of my favorite sagas, probably I have still in my top Water 7 and Enies Lobby. I have still in my top that double saga. But Elbaf is getting there, and if it continues like this, it may surpass my favorite saga, and we need to do another video of what's my favorite saga. And in this case, we'll jump to Elbaf. I think this is gonna be blue, dark blue, like Buggy. Doing like this, okay. And then I will add a little bit of dark as well, darkness there as well. What is the black color here? Like this. To make it dark blue, okay, like it's this kind of feathers or fur or something, okay. Looking very nice, very nice. There is a text, Rocks, the Shebek, future captain of the Rocks Pirates, father of the Jonko Blackbeard. I start the video by saying this guy, for me, looks like Buggy, and then looks like Blackbeard. There is a mix of characters. If you see the type of face design, the nose and the beard is very particularly Blackbeard. One of the eyes, on the left side of the drawing, the eye is very Blackbeard. The other side is very, very Buggy. I would say these kind of lines that he has, I don't think they are scars. I think that is actually face paint from Buggy. It reminds me not to the current Buggy. It reminds me to the introduction of Buggy when he was so terribly scary, and he looked. I checked images of Buggy in the Orange Town saga, and he looks scary, like this guy. So just, you know, prepare yourself, tighten your belts, because that's gonna be what's gonna happen, and this is what Oda is gonna be doing lately. So important things there is what I said. First of all, he's not a captain there yet. He seems to be recruiting. And second of all, he killed the admiral at that level. And why was he in Reverie? Why would he be in the Reverie? Because he probably was a king. He could have been the king of Hachinosu, and then now that's why Blackbeard is trying to make Hachinosu a kingdom again and become a king there. And there may be a selfish agenda that he has, yes, but at the same time, I think he's trying to redeem his daddy, and kind of, oh, my father was expelled from the Reverie, and now he discovered all of this, and now I want to do some dealings with the government, so they are able to return that position to me. I see that happening. Just because he lost it, he wants to recover it. I see him now protecting the Tenryubitos, what's happening in Redport, what's happening with Marijoa is in fire, and that Imu is shouting, is because Lafitte is protecting the Tenryubitos from the revolutionaries to gain favor and be again king, become a king of Hachinosu, and then have access to the Straw Hat, to the giant Straw Hat, when they do Reverie or when they do emergency meeting, because we don't want to wait 4 years more for a Reverie. We don't want to have another flashback if we can avoid it. So it will make sense if they call for emergency meeting for some of the kings, for whatever reason, all these things that are happening with the Jonkos, and he uses this chance, this opportunity, to get into that frozen room. A lot of frozen stuff, and it's crazy. I'm loving it a lot. It's like a soap opera, but epic. Okay, and as I see, I think it's Buggy. I think the design of the hair of this, like this, when you are creating character design, everything, obviously in a major character, needs to have a meaning. Luffy's scar on the eye has a meaning. The promise with Shanks. The one on the chest is the memory of Ace, and the kind of the problems that they had to have in Marineford in that fight as well. And this type of hair is looking like a clown. like a dangerous clown. The clowns normally have maybe green on the sides, blue on the sides, white in the middle, black in the middle, green, yellow, and this is very circus, very circus. I love it. I want Buggy to have more importance after seeing all the things that are happening with Shanks, to be honest. I thought as well if maybe Shanks would be son of Rocks, a clone like Shamrocks, and Garling and Rocks will be brothers. Okay, and Garling is the uncle who took the kids to kind of raise the kids and end up only with Shamrock because the other one disappeared. But now with all these things that I'm seeing about the design, basically the design, the comments, and all these interesting bits, I think it is more, and the makeup like this, like Buggy as well. It's gotta be. So he must be so happy at home just seeing all of us trying to see what's happening, because this is so good. This is so good. I love it. This very tiny drawing. I want to try to see if we can do the lips like this. I have to say this probably has been the most difficult drawing to do while explaining everything, because the topic and the focus, and sometimes it's difficult to focus in one thing like drawing, and at the same time like you are talking and explaining something in detail. And for this one specifically, I would say one of the most challenging videos to make, because the importance of the story. Let's do like this, okay. A 6-pack, because here in One Piece everyone has a 6-pack. If you're a titan of One Piece, you need to have a 6-pack like this. Okay, looking very nice. I would say we haven't seen Buggy without the nose. Even in Impel Down, when you go into prison, everything is taken from you. The clothes, the weapons, everything, but Buggy managed to have the nose in place. Maybe he knows he is son of Rocks, and he's trying to camouflage himself to not be recognizable. There are some fan arts showing a very handsome Buggy without makeup and without nose, but if the nose is this nose, like Blackbeard's nose underneath, it will be too obvious, and the resemblance will be too big for the government to kind of let him go away. He decided, okay, I'm not with Roger anymore. Shanks decided to not go this, because they were gonna go together. Shanks decided to take another path. Sadly and upset that I am gonna disappear, and I'm gonna go into the East Blue, into the weakest sea in theory, and disappear there, just do my business, control a small mafia of pirates here, and do my own thing. And I'm gonna keep using my nose here as well, because if someone recognizes that I'm son of Rocks, I am doomed. That's interesting as well. The story could go in that line. Because we don't know what is the reason for Buggy to be having this topic of clown. It deserves explanation as well. I don't think Oda will leave it unexplained. I think he will definitely say something about it, explain something about it, even if it is just a tiny bit. And yeah, he already went in hiding to the East Blue because he was connected to Roger. So the nose could even be that he was hiding this even from Roger. It can be interesting. Like Blackbeard is 40. In August the 3rd, he is 40 years old. Buggy is 39. As I said, it fits the bill. It could be kids from different mothers, same father, pirate thing to do. Skoppergaban as well. Shanks was saying, oh yeah, remember Skoppergaban, you were going up and down with all these girls in front of the wife. Could be that Oda is going to line everyone up as a son of Dote or someone, could be. We have seen it with Zorro being descendant of Ryuma, with Sanji being a prince of the Germa, with Luffy being son of Dragon and, Garp and everything, and now with this legacy of Joy Boy. I suspect as well Nami and Imu are related, mother and daughter. Check this, it makes sense as well. We have seen Shanks and the Figureland connection as well. We have seen now Kurohige and Rocks as well. So another big player is Buggy. Another big player, I say, is Crocodile. So all these guys may be in some of these soap opera topics as well. We don't know how Buggy ended up with Roger. Shanks was found in a chest in God Valley. Buggy must have come after that, or even when he was older, I guess, because all this boom about the baby in the chest and everything, and they found on the crew, oh yes, we have a baby in the crew. And when they had Momo, everyone was very excited, but they never said there are two kids. Those two guys, Buggy and Shanks, are the same age. Were there two babies in a chest, or were there two chests with two babies? We could have seen already Buggy in this cuteness as well, you know what I mean? So I don't think that may happen. It will be such a big coincidence that I don't think that happened. Were Rocks and Garling maybe gambling with their kids as a prize? They said, okay, who wins is gonna take both kids to make them stronger and defeat the other one. They started fighting against each other, and then Roger ended up taking the prize, taking the chests, and took them all. It could be as well, I don't know. There's plenty of scenarios that can happen there, but most likely I think Buggy came when he was a bit older, and then he started having this kind of brotherhood like Zorro and Sanji have with with both of them have this kind of connection. It is very interesting, to be honest. I like it. Something small, but not that small as well. People may start talking about this as well a lot. A mountain is cut clean in two pieces. Very similar to Mihawk's cut, very similar to Trafalgar Law's cut, but they use swords. We don't see him carrying any kind of sword, okay? I don't think this has anything to do with Law. I don't think he had the OP. Very important thing as well, two users, this has like a chain here, two users of the same fruit would not use the fruit in the same way. If someone had the OP, they would invent their own way of using it because they haven't seen the previous user how to use it. And Dash Bones is making all full of knives and everything. If someone else like Frankie would have that fruit, would be something more funny in a way to use. Maybe the fruit, the Mera that Ace had, that fruit was used as a Hiken, that's Fire Fist, by the two brothers because they knew the attacks. But if Frankie, let's say again, Frankie was using, because Frankie is a very funny guy, probably Coup de Burst, he would fart a flame to the enemy, something like that. So because he's doing like this with the fingers, like I think that is referring. I have two questions for you, kid, and I want answers right now. Simply, the duality of this character with Blackbeard and maybe Buggy is present. I think everyone is going to be talking about this. I'm 100% sure I'm not the only person who is seeing this here. And on top of that, we have this issue as well with Blackbeard, no? We are Blackbeard and the number 3. What's going on with the number 3? What's going on with the number 2 here? What's happening there? I'm going to put my theory for Blackbeard here as well because it's very interesting. But the concepts here are different. I think maybe that mountain was just simply cut because he had Rankyaku, or he had very strong arm to be able to cut it, like he has a cutting arm, or maybe just Shirohige cut it, Shiki cut it, doesn't matter. But I think it's just to showcase how strong these guys are, and that they are able to destroy mountains as they come without having to do any major thing or any major attack. Just, hey, this is bothering me, I see my path, I just cut it. And I love it. I love it. I find it very, very interesting, to be honest. I can't wait. I think there is no break. I think there is no break next week. This means a lot of information. I may do a couple of written posts here in the YouTube channel these days to, if something else came to my mind, or if I want to link one of the videos that I already have, like the Buggy video, that I'm gonna put the Buggy video here if I haven't put it yet, or I will put it in the show more section. And there is a couple of things I have already in place for this theory to make sense, to go beyond what we are talking here, okay? To kind of find more connection points in all of this. I like it. I like it. I'm just looking at him and man, it looks cool. It looks cool. I want to see in color how it's gonna be. And let's see if the blue color is gonna be right for the hair. Let's see if he's gonna be looking funny as well, like who is introduced with black clothes, with like a black suit that ends up being red, like very vivid red. This guy could have as well red trousers, red pants with maybe red coat, or blue, dark blue coat. I'm very curious about it. And I don't think he's gonna have red head, because as I said at the beginning as well, Shanks is portrayed with a kind of a grayish tone in the manga, and we don't see grayish tone to paint the hair. We see white and black. That means the black is black, and the white, there is a range of colors there that it could be. If it is painted, because he may not have blue hair directly. Well, Bibi has blue hair as well, but I don't think it has anything to do with this. But if it is not, if it is painted, he could even be painted with any color. Any color, if he shows up with green hair, or if he shows up with purple hair or whatever, that is painted anyway. He's a clown anyway. And yeah, I don't know, this image for me, it looks very like a circus, no? In the circus as well, you have like a very big guy, a strong guy, that he will be white beard. You have as well a girl as well to present these kind of magician tricks and things like this in the circuses as well. And then Shiki here is drawn different as well. Shiki looks a little bit more like the Akasaya 9 Kanjuro, a little bit like Kabuki as well, from theater, from making as well a spectacle. So all of these guys had another vibe. And when they started coming together for real and fighting Roger and Garp and everything, they had another vibe, different than we see here. So probably this is the beginnings, how all of them had still their kind of individuality. And now we will see them joining forces a little bit more. And I don't want this flashback to end, to be honest. I am very, very curious about what's going to happen here. I think we done enough for today. Let's sign. This is DavidViadel23, DavidViadel23. You can say it as you want, and this is the Mandragon's Cave. I hope you enjoyed this analysis, this review, this talk about rocks, this talk about 1154. I invite you to like, subscribe, comment, open conversation. I wanna talk about this. I wanna discuss. What do you think? If I'm correct in some things, I'm incorrect in some things. Let's discuss it and let's see, open conversation, and let's see what we can find, what we can discover, and we can unravel in One Piece, because I love it. I love this story, and I never get tired of it. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.